Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk about homelessness, Deuteronomy chapter 15, how we should go about helping people. All right, and I've got some experiences with foster care, with dealing with homeless populations. And the thing I found, most people who live decent, somewhat normal lives, they are very confused at is they see the homeless people, they see the tweakers on the street, they give them money, all right? And they think that is the problem. That is the people suffering. And the truth is, for every one homeless person you see on the street that's tweaking out and engaged in mischief, there's at least 5 to 10 people that are crammed into a tiny apartment, crammed into a house, 30 people in the house, sharing bedrooms with their kids because they can't afford anything more than that. And they live in a constant state of stress. And those people aren't going out and doing drugs. Those people are smashed down by a system that refuses to honor the biblical mandates in Deuteronomy. All right? And let me explain that. Deuteronomy chapter 15, it outlines you're supposed to have debt jubilees. You do not want a society of people who are in debt slavery for generations. All right? We got 40-year mortgages now. And the thing about taking on debt and a society that allows generational debt, and I would say a 40-year mortgage is generational debt, is it ruins the market for anyone who's trying not to take on debt. I was looking at houses on the Big Island in Hawaii, and all these houses, the odds a volcano pops up in the next 5 years on your property is like 1% or something. So you can just have volcano pop up on your property. So no bank will loan money out on these houses, and no insurance company will insure these houses. And you can get a pretty decent house for $200,000 in Hawaii on the Big Island because you cannot take on debt to buy this property. So the value of the property is way lower. So when we don't follow the mandates in Deuteronomy, everything skyrockets and people are not taken care of. And it's really frustrating to me. Everyone wants to help the homeless. And there's a lot of people, they have a home over their head. They may be having 60% of their paycheck go towards renting out a 1-bedroom apartment for their entire family, but they're not homeless. They're not on the street corners, so you don't look at them. You don't look at how bad this debt-based economy has been for anyone under the age of 30. They're never going to be able to own a house. They're more concerned with helping out the tweakers on the streets. And I read this verse years ago in the Book of Mormon, and it's the Lamanites. It's explaining the Lamanites at this state. They weren't doing good. And it said, because of their cursing which was upon them, they did become an idle people, full of mischief and subtlety, and did seek in the wilderness for beasts of prey. All right, so it says, well, they're cursed. They're cursed because of what they've chose to do. You bring curses upon yourself. All right, they became an idle people. They did not work. They became full of mischief. They steal goods. I see them going to Walmart. They walk out with an unpaid shopping cart, raising the prices for everyone else. And subtlety, they're sneaky. When you look at a homeless person, they don't want you to look at them. All right? And they did seek in the wilderness for beasts of prey. That means they did not farm. They did not cultivate. They just took the meat that was right in front of them. They just go to the food bank. They don't have jobs. They just take all the deer for themselves. All right? So this mindset, the modern homeless, I'm sure there's always exceptions to the rules, all right? I'm not like a crazy person. But the modern homeless person fits this description, not the description of the downtrodden that we need to help in Deuteronomy, okay? And I feel like I'm just making this video because a lot of people think the people that need to get helped are the homeless. And it's like the homeless, the idle, the mischief, the taking whatever's in front of them, that person needs to repent. That person probably needs to go to jail and take account for their actions on the public. All right? So what I'm trying to get at in this video is, if you want to really help people, you know, I run my own business. When someone calls me that's a single mom, I can tell they're stressed for cash. I don't charge them as much as I possibly can get away with charging them. You know, I charge them what I won't lose money on. I have a family to feed. I've got responsibilities. I can't lose money in most cases, but I go easy on them. Are you going easy on the people who need help, the people who are struggling paycheck to paycheck, or are you taking them for all you can possibly take them for in your businesses? All right, that's what I feel like is our biblical mandate to help other people, is not always trying to extract as much cash as possible from the people we're working with. You know, we deserve to give people who are struggling a break. And there is a lot of people struggling in this country. There's a lot of people struggling. You know, a house is $500,000 now because of all the debt accumulation, and we're not following the debt jubilee principles. We're supposed to forgive debts every so often and wipe the slate clean so the prices can go down. But the gross domestic product, we can't handle that. We can't handle that. We got to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. I'd like the price of houses to fall to zero. Honestly, but if you're home, just think about it. You can rent a room in any city in this country for $500 a month. All right, you can work a crappy minimum wage job and cover your rent in a tiny apartment and be stressed out of your mind. All right. So people think, oh, people go homeless because it's like, no, people get into stressful situations. They can still live in a room, in a crappy house, in a crappy apartment, in a bad area. And there's a lot of people doing that. There's a lot of people that are put in that horrible position. But we don't look at them. We don't look at them. We got to sell our house for the top dollar. We don't look at them. We give $20 to the mischief homeless person that's idle all day, and you think you're a good person. That's not really being a good person. You're just kind of, those homeless people, the main people they terrorize are the people that are stuck in tiny apartments. They're stuck in houses with dozens of people in them. They get their stuff robbed from. You're not helping the problem, you're hurting the problem, because you're doing something that makes you feel good. And it's an easy feel good. And I'm just making this video. Come follow me this week was, how do we help out the misfortunate? How do we help out other people? This is how I decide I think people need to help out other people. It's like, there's so many stuff I see all of the time. The church should open up their church houses to house the homeless. And it's like, house the crazy drug addicts that just steal and, like, what are you talking about? Those people that belong in an institution. We need the institutions back. It's like, you live in your nice neighborhood. You can say, oh yeah, be all nice to homeless. You're not getting your stuff robbed all the time. You're not getting your kids abused by these people. Yeah, I'm rambling. It's kind of traumatic for me. I got some PTSD from dealing with homeless people. But yeah, so think about that. Think about how you can help out someone. So this week, I'm going to think, how can I help someone that really needs help? Not how can I help someone to make myself feel good? See you around, everybody.